Patty Darkow, and I am here to show you how to learn how to factor trinomials. Many of you have probably factored trinomials in the past, and if you've been very successful, especially when there's a number in front of the x squared term, then you may not need to watch this video. However, many students have difficulties with that, and through the years, I've tried my best to put together different methods into one method of solution that will make it easier for most students to follow. So I have this flow chart. Now, this is also available on a PowerPoint where you can copy down the flow chart, look at the flow chart. However, I think it's best to watch the video first because you can watch how I do it, and then you can look at the PowerPoint to practice. Okay, so we're going to start this lesson with a's that are equal to 1, or there is no coefficient in front of the x squared term. In the next video, I will show you how to do it with a number in front of the x squared term. Once you learn this, there's about 2 extra steps for what to do if there's an a in front of the x squared term. And I think you'll see that that is really an easy way to do these. Okay, so using this flow chart, if you notice it says start here. These little boxes have a plus or minus in them. It depends on the problem as to whether we are going to have a plus or minus. So if I start here for this problem, that is a plus. That is a plus, so that means if it's a plus, I have the same signs here and here. But, and this first sign in the problem will tell you what the signs are. So, this being a plus means the signs are the same. Then I go over to this sign, and it tells me that both signs are plus. So I'm going to put a plus here and a plus here. Because the first term is an x squared, and there is no coefficient or number in front of the x squared term, I'm just going to put an x here and an x here. Because I know if I go to FOIL these, I will end up with x squared. So, the next thing I'm going to do is come over here. You need a product that's the same as a times c. In this case, a is 1, c is 7. So I need a product that's equal to 7. And I need a sum or difference that's the same as 8. Well, up here, when that's a plus, I knew that the signs were going to be the same. It also tells me that I'm looking for a sum. So I need a sum that's the same as b. And b is 8. Well, this problem isn't too difficult to figure those out because there's only 2 numbers that give me a product of 7. That's 7 times 1. And 7 plus 1 does give me 8. So that means I'm going to put a 7 here and a 1 here. I'm now finished with a problem. If you wanted to check this quickly using FOIL, you would say x times x is x squared, x times 1 is 1x, 7 times x is 7x, and 7 times 1 is 7. And when you combine the middle 2 terms, you get x squared plus 8x plus 7, which is exactly the same as what we started with. As soon as I get this erased, we will look at another problem. And the next problem is n squared minus 11n plus 10. N squared minus 11n plus 10. We can go ahead and put in n's. Again, we can do that because there's a 1 in front of the n squared. Now, if we start here, that sign is a plus, which tells me that these signs are going to be the same. And it also tells me that I'm going to be looking for a sum. So I know that right away. Now I come over to the first sign, and that's a negative this time. So if the signs are going to be the same, and I have a negative here, that means I'm going to have two negative signs. Now, I need a product. The product has to be the same as A times C. In this case, that's 10. And I need a sum that's the same as B, which is 11. Now, I know many of you are concerned about which numbers are positive, which numbers are negative. I need a product of a positive or a negative. I've taken care of that in this method. Once you have your signs in, you don't have to worry about positives or negatives anymore. So, what gives me a product of 10 and a sum of 11? Well, 2 times 5 isn't going to work. But 10 times 1 is 10, and 10 plus 1 is 11. So my numbers are 10 and 1. Again, my signs are the same, so it doesn't matter which place I put the 10 or which place I put the 1. And you now have it factored.